Thank you so much, Senator. And we are here today to make sure that we honor the legacy of Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, who came right here and is a product of James Madison High School and is a proud New Yorker and Brooklynite. And it's extraordinarily important that we understand the stakes of this vacancy. Our reproductive rights are on the line. Our labor rights are on the line. Our right to health care is on the line. Labor and union protections are on the line. Our climate is on the line. With an early appointment, all of our rights, the rights that so many people died for, voting rights, reproductive rights, healthcare rights, all of those rights are at risk with this appointment. And so we need to make sure that we mobilize on an unprecedented scale to ensure that this vacancy is reserved for the next president. And we must use every tool at our disposal, from everyday people, especially in swing states. We need everyday people to call on senators, to call on folks on the bubble, to call Republican senators to make sure that they hold this vacancy open. And we must also commit to using every procedural tool available to us to ensure that we buy ourselves the time necessary. We must commit to allowing and to considering and to utilizing every single procedural tool available to us, again, to buy that time. We need to make sure that we realize and fight this fight with the weight of every person who sacrificed for voting rights, every person who sacrificed their well-being and their lives to make sure that they could marry whomever they love, to make sure that they could live freely and safely in a workplace, to make sure that they can live in this country and make sure that dreamers can stay in this country and that families can have the path to citizenship that they deserve. This is our entire livelihood that could be shaped by the next 60 or so days. 45, 44 days until the election, a few more until the ACA case is being heard on the Supreme Court. This is one of the most important times that we have had for everyday people to stand up, not just from everyday working people, but all the way up to the House and the Senate. We all need to be more courageous, and we all must act in unprecedented ways to make sure that our rights are stabilized. And to Mitch McConnell, we need to tell him that he is playing with fire. We need to make sure that this vacancy is protected, that our election continues, and that the American people have their say. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I didn't mention,
would you be in support of potentially renewing talks of an impeachment hearing, either against the Attorney General or the President?
Well, I think I believe that certainly there has been an enormous amount of law breaking in the Trump administration. I believe that Attorney General Barr is unfit for office, and that he has pursued potentially law-breaking behavior. That being said, these are procedures that are and decisions that are largely up to House Democratic leadership. But I believe that also we must consider again all of the tools available to our disposal, and that all of these options should be entertained and on the table.
Congresswoman, this is in Spanish for todo el mundo. Mencionó qué tan importante es esperar hasta que se elija un nuevo presidente, especialmente de Dreamers para los senadores. De no ser así, ¿cómo esto impactaría a los hispanos, a los senadores, a los inmigrantes latinos aquí en Estados Unidos?
Gracias. Bueno, ya sabemos que esta administración lleva muchos riesgos a nuestros derechos como una comunidad latina, muchos riesgos a nuestros derechos para nuestra comunidad inmigrante. Y ahora ya sabemos, con la última semana, lo que pasó con esta administración, con el TPS, con nuestras comunidades hondureños y el salvadoreños, si esta vacancia en el corte es llenado con un nominado del presidente Trump, no vamos a ver nuestros derechos como inmigrantes expandidos. Ellos quieren eliminar nuestros derechos de Dreamers, quieren eliminar las posibilidades de ciudadanía para nuestra comunidad, y eso es uno de eso es uno de los factores más grandes en que necesitamos esperar por los resultados de la elección para llenar esta vacancia. Gracias.
One last question.